Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new series where I'll be playing Yuoki Industries and all their mods. So what I want to do here real quick is I just want to cover what mods I'm using, cover the setup, and then we'll get started and get into the gameplay. Hopefully this won't take too long. So here's the mods I'm using. I'm using the Advanced Logistics System, which just gives you a little more information about your logistics system. Roomba lights, so that you can see autofill for filling in some of that fuel and ammo and whatnot. The base mod is just the always has to be there. I've got bottleneck, so we have the little lights. I got crafting speed research, so that I don't have to sit around quite so long waiting for things to craft in my pocket. I've got the Evo GUI, which gives you a little better indication about where the biters are in their evolution. I've got FARL for laying tracks. I've got larger inventory because I'm gonna need it for Yuoki mods. Yuoki mods has a ton of stuff. So I've got long reach research. I didn't go straight long reach where you can just basically click anywhere on the screen. What I did is I do this research one, which makes it feel a little bit less cheaty. So you actually have to research in order to get longer reach to build things and to pick things up. They're actually separate things. I got this Nanobots mod, which I think is super cool. So I'm going to be using that. It gives you a little bit of early game robots where you can research blueprints and automated construction right off the bat with red science, and then you can build some construction bots and logistic nanobots that will help you build and stuff. But they're sort of like one-shot uses. So I'll be showing that off. I really like this mod. It's super cool. It really kind of helps at the beginning of the game sort of speed things up, especially with cutting down trees and you making blueprints and repeating repetitive patterns and items. So for things such as furnace columns and that kind of stuff. So that'll help build those. What else do I got here? I've got tree collisions just because I don't get stuck on trees. I've got upgrade planner. And then I have all the Yuoki mods. So we got the regular one, the meat of the game of the mods. I've got the railroads, which adds Yuoki themed trains. The engines add-on, which also adds more power generation, as well as an entire agriculture system. I'm not sure why agriculture is necessarily contained in engines, but it is. So there's that. I've got Profit from War, which is a late addition for me. I really haven't played too much with this, but I'm going to get to it, and I'm going to be looking at those systems also. And then I've got the Railways, which add a bunch of different locomotives and all kinds of stuff, just cool things you can build and whatnot. And I just wanted to point out the one thing that I did not incorporate into this playthrough, and I don't plan on using, is the Yuoki tech tree. Now, I did load this up before, and I looked at it, and it does create its own tech tree, and it sort of, it limits you by what sort of level of science you're on. Like, for instance, if you're on red science, you can only do certain technologies, and you're sort of gated by the need to make green science to move on. So it does that, but the tech tree itself is not integrated with the rest of the technologies necessarily. So I decided just for that reason to leave it out. And what that means is all of the Yuoki stuff is unlocked from the start. So there is gates because you do need to research technologies from the vanilla side of the game where you need the ingredients to make the things for the Yuoki mods. An example of that would be engines. So, for instance, you can't make a locomotive without an engine, but in order to make an engine, you need green science. So, the stuff is unlocked, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can make it right away. So I'm going to not use the Yuoki tech tree, but otherwise, all of the things that you see, I'm going to be using. And, there's a possibility that I could add something along the way if something cool comes up. But that's what I got for now. So let's go to settings real quick. And so, pardon me, new game. And I sort of pre-filled in what I'm going for here. So as far as water goes, I like to have a lot of water just for terrain variety. So I set that to high and the size to very big. So they're going to have large bodies of water. I've set all of the resources to very low. And I've set all of their sizes, with the exception of stone, to very big. And I've set all of their richness to very good. So we're going to have big deposits, but there's going to be large spaces between them, but they're going to be very good. Okay, so I did leave stone on big instead of very big because there are alternative sources for stone, and you'll be seeing that in the game. And I also, as far as biters go and enemies, I have set these to be a little less intrusive. I think late game, if you leave things on the regular settings, that the map can turn into a giant hive if you're not proactive in going out there and taking care of it. But I found that if you leave it on low on their frequency and small on their size, that they still expand and they move around. They creep in on you, but it's not quite as all encompassing. And the reason I'm doing this is because I like to build a little bit more than fight biters. And I also think that videos of me having to spend hours pushing them back all the time can be rather boring. So I'm going to have it set to this. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll up some games, some maps. And as soon as I find one suitable, I'll come back and we'll get started. Thanks. Okay, I'm back. I have found a map that I think is going to be suitable. Let me pull up the map view here. So it looks like we got a huge blue, I can't remember which one of these deposits that is. There are two new deposits with Yuoki mods. This green stuff and the blue stuff. One is called Durotal, I think, and one is Natriel. I've got a huge oil deposit over here. I've got a nice size copper here, and I've got a good iron going on here. And then it looks like I've got a nice space up above to the north where I can start my manufacturing going. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to use this area here to build smelting for copper and for iron. And then over here, perhaps, I will use this area for crushing these other two materials. Let me see what those are really quick so I can be a little more accurate at what I'm talking about. So yeah, we've got Natriel F7 material chunk. This green stuff here, and it looks like it's completely covered by trees. Great. We've got copper, and then the other stuff is Durotal, N4 material chunk, Durotal. Here's some stone that would be useful. Okay, so I'm sure that some people are not familiar with Yuoki mods. So Yuoki mods adds a variety of new areas of of things you can build. As you can see, they're all unlocked, and there's a ton of them. There's like Bob's Mods level of stuff here, if not even more. So there is an absolute overwhelming amount of new things to build and whatnot. Fortunately, we can start out with the basics. We still have to start out with building up our regular science and all that stuff. But the things to keep an eye on early here are these crushers, the form presses, and there are some outpost mining drills which require steel. So steel is going to be kind of a priority to get as a technology. These mining drills are really large, and they have a good mining power of 3, a mining speed of 1.75. Sorry, my cat's, of course, saying hello. In the in the first episode. Okay. So what I really want to move towards is making these electric mining drills. But that's going to require that's going to require getting together all of the various components, including steel. So steel is going to be important there. So the best way to start out here is just to do your normal start. Don't worry too much about the Yuoki materials first. They will come soon enough. However, under Yuoki Industries, under the energy tab, my bad, under the energy tab, there are a bunch of new turbines and engines and stuff like that. So this one here you can see is just iron gear wheels and copper plates. So I'm going to be working towards those. And if you look at the power output of those, the power output of these is 760 kilowatts. Okay. And then the power output of a steam engine is 510 kilowatts. So the right off the bat, with just basic materials, where did it go? The turbines, or I'm sorry, I should be on the energy tab. These turbines are actually better, and if we can get some of the other materials going in engines and whatnot, which is green science, we can really kind of move up the chain. There are better turbines. There are also better boilers, and there are eventually. This is a nuclear reactor, which still requires fuel of a non-nuclear nature, but it's a very powerful water heater, steam creator for the turbines. And there's a whole variety of turbines and generators as well, and there's solar too. I tried messing around with solar. I think that the route to go for Yuoki mods is get up to nuclear power and go nuclear, and with the big generators. There's actually some over here in the engines too. So that's stuff to keep an eye on. But these are going to require some more specialty items, which I'll talk about. But I think we should get started. So the first thing to do, as always, is to build a couple of mining picks. Since I got access to some extra stone right here, I'm going to go ahead and get going on the stone, because I'm going to need that to make more mining drills and whatnot. So from there, I think I need a little fuel of whatever nature, and I can get over here to the iron deposit and get my mining drill going there as soon as I get some trees to power it. I'm looking around here at where the coal is. So we got coal here, we got coal there, and coal over there. So a lot of coal, a lot of stuff around in general. And there's stone over here. It's going to be very handy. So we'll get that going. So first things first, let me zoom in and get this mining drill going. So we'll dedicate half the wood here and maybe half again there. So we just need to get some iron plates. We can start making more drills. I guess I can set my technology to normal. And in Yuoki mods, if you don't use the tech tree for the Yuoki tech tree, it's the normal vanilla basic tech tree. There are a couple of differences because of the mods I have, however. There is automated construction is red science now. There's all these long reach stuff, and there's this extra nanobot stuff, which is from that nanobot mod, which I want to get automation going as soon as I can. But first things first, we gotta build our way up. So we gotta get off to our start here. So what I want to do is I want to get a couple of mining drills on coal so that we have a source of fuel. And after I get that, then I can get more going on the iron, and then I can get some going on the copper too. And then finally, lastly will be the Durotol and the Natriol. And we'll set those up last. So let's just get moving on this stuff here. I need 3 more iron plates, and I can make a second a second extra mining drill, which will be I can complete the circuit and have those facing each other on, there we go, on the coal. Which one's closest? So I can point the two burner drills at each other on the coal, and then I can come back and I could collect the coal from them, and I can also expand that system to up to 4 after I get a couple more. So let's just get it started here. All right, so that'll get it working. As soon as we get one coal in there, I can pull this one out, and we'll let that get rolling. It's cool too because I have like a desert down to the south here, and this will be a cool place for power generation. I think I might do it down there. There's the normal way to get water to power your turbines and whatnot, and that's with the offshore pumps, which everyone's probably familiar with here, the offshore pumps. But there's also, under the Yuoki liquids, there's different water generators. You've got these water generators, which take the Unicomp and the Durotal blocks, which are processed. So we don't have access to those yet, but eventually we're going to be using these water generators, like the electric water generators and stuff, more than the offshore pumps, because they produce water at a greater volume. And there's also different pipes and stuff that that have higher flow. Like these ones have 0.8 times capacity of a normal pipe, but these ones have 1.3 capacity. So when you get into dealing with the nuclear reactors and stuff, you're going to need really extra high flow type stuff. And for some things, like the production chains for the washers and whatnot that we'll be seeing eventually, these pipes work pretty well. All right. So while I was talking, that's been building up. So I got some more fuel now, and I should have some more iron back over there at our iron. What I need next is I'm going to need to get stone mining going. So let me go grab some iron, and we'll drop that on stone. Let's go half here and half here. I think I pulled half of it out actually. Okay, so we got 28. That's good. Let me get some more burner drills. See, I need 1, and then I'm going to need a box or 2. Okay. Let's go over here to stone. Get things started on stone. Hopefully stone isn't too covered in trees. The trees they're not going to be as big of a problem as they normally are because I'm going to use those nanobots, but I still need to get some smelting in line before I can put those to use. Otherwise I have to pocket craft them, which can be kind of tedious too. So let me get going here. My drill. I think 1 drill here is going to be more than enough. So let's see if I can put some wood in there. We'll put that much coal in. And that should be enough. So when we get 5 of these, all right, that'll allow me to make one more mining drill, or 2 more actually, because I already had one oven. That's why. Okay, so we got 2 more mining drills, but no ovens now. Okay, I need more stone. So the task here is basically I'm just ramping up my iron production. I need to get one drill going on copper so that I can make some of the things to get electricity going, and I'll do that momentarily as soon as I get a little bit more stone. So I've got 1 more here, 1 more there. The beginning is always a little bit of back and forth running. No problem though. All right, so I got 2 more drills here, so that means I can put those on coal and get coal going faster. Anyway, I'm just sort of off topic. I'm really excited to get going on a new series. I kind of was winding down there with my Bob's Mod series, and it was things were it was taking a long time. I had to do a lot of research for this Yuoki Mods playthrough that we're just getting started here now. And the reason for that is that I feel like I wanted to have something to add, you know, like if I want to be able to show how things work. So I went through and I played around 30 hours of the Yuoki mods, just so that I could learn the systems and have a basic grasp of it. I think I have a solid grasp of the primary items. I'm a little bit shaky on some of the more end game type stuff, but I think for the most part, I've learned it pretty well, and I'm going to be able to share that knowledge with you guys. So I think this is a really cool mod set. I was kind of dubious at first. I was thinking of doing the SpaceX mods instead, but I stuck with it, and I'm pretty happy I did. I think that this mod set is kind of up there with the Bob's mods. It's very different. It has this sort of Japanese anime flavor, and it has a cool art style that I'm going to try to use as much of the Yuoki mods versions of things as possible, just for fun, because in a lot of ways there are things that you can make the vanilla version, like these mining drills, or you can make the Yuoki mining drills. Now there are certain advantages for one or the other, but the Yuoki mining drills are big and they're cool, and they've got a different look to them and stuff. And they also, when you build them, like this mining drill here, you'll see that it produces a mining drill plus one of those red hexagons. And that's a tacanic symbol. And that's something new that's introduced in Yuoki mods too, which I'll talk about in great depth as we move forward. But their Yuoki mods has introduced a whole new set of currency. So you have all of these different symbols. You've got reputation, you've got nature signs, trader signs, tacanic signs, and science signs, okay, that are all new methods of currency that you need to build things or to buy things. So one of the things I'll be trying to get for will be excuse me, will be some of the power suits and things like that, like these down here. And you can see that requires the standard Yuoki Industries work and protection suite requires 1 reputation and 1,500 tacanic signs. So you need to start building the things with Yuoki mods if you ever want to buy, if you ever want to be able to build some of the higher end items. So it makes sense to do that, to use the Yuoki mod stuff wherever possible. So I am going to do that. Let's see here. Let's go get some more stone, and I should be able to make enough. Yeah, I should be able to make enough miners now to get a couple more going on iron, and I can get some going on copper. And how are we doing on fuel here? I better drop a little bit more in. And let's see here, making up more miners. 1, 2 for iron, 1, 2 for iron, and then 1 more of each of those. I think I used up my stoves. Better make another one. So as always, iron is always the big beginning of the game resource that you need the most of. So it makes sense to focus on that. I'm going to drop some of this excess wood in here to power that. And I think, yeah, let's just drop the rest of the wood in there. Okay. So now I've got one drill for copper. I think that should be more than enough until I can get smelting going. I'm thinking about, I have a new idea for iron that I want to try out, but I need more fuel first. And I also need to clear out some space here for our copper production. So let me chop a couple of trees. Yeah, I wanted to say too that now that I've gone through an entire series, the Bob's Mod series, which was my first YouTube series, if you're just joining me, um, I think I've streamlined the process a bit. I know how things work now. I won't be struggling so much with editing videos and doing that kind of stuff. I've figured it out, the technical aspects of it. And I've also figured out how to time myself so that I have a little more consistent time frames on my videos. So what I'm going to try to do with these videos is I'm going to be a little bit more like I've seen around the Factorio community, where my videos, I'm going to try to find natural stopping points somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. And I'm going to try not to go over too bad. I had a lot of episodes in my Bob's Mods videos where I would run sometimes an hour almost, or 45 minutes was a regular occurrence. So I'm going to try to avoid that, and I think I've got a solid method for it. And in fact, that brings me to my next point, which is that this is going to be my stopping point for this first video. And I've got just the barest hint of a start, but we will be able to cruise from here, and things are going to pick up speed, especially once we get into the Yuoki mods, mining drills, and all of the different things that go along with that. So I'm going to stop here, and we'll see you next episode. I want to say thanks for joining me for the new one, and I hope you stick with it. It's going to be exciting. You're going to see a lot of cool new stuff that you won't see in any other mod set at all. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.